Hi, you guys. My name is Sarah. I am a fashion reseller on the Poshmark app. If you're new here, welcome. Hello, how's it going? Thank you so much for checking out my channel. And if you're old, how's it going? Super glad that you are here again. So today's video is what I sold in March. So this is your first video of mine that you are seeing. You wouldn't know, but back in January, I bought a new car. I decided to use the profits that I made every month off of reselling clothing online to pay towards my car payment. So March was a very good month compared to February that you guys didn't see, and January even. So before I get into the breakdown of how I did in March, I think it's important to show the beforehand, because the work that you put in beforehand contributes to the sales that you make later. So in March and like the end of February, I was really heavy on listing. So only in March, I listed 148 items. And if you look at the graph, that is almost double of what I did in January and February. That is an awesome amount of new items that were listed on my closet. So along with listing new items, I did try my best. It's hard to remember and keep track of how many shares you do a day, but I've at least tried to do every hour, if not every 2 hours, to share my closet. And sharing basically means in Poshmark that your listing, no matter how old it is, if it's shared, it's going to go to the top of the search feed, which, it being at the top of the search feed, it will get more buyers to be able to look at it because it's the top, 10, 15, 20, not buried 165 listings down. So in March, along with, like I said, sharing multiple times a day and listing 148 items, I was able to sell 22 items, which would equal me about, after the Poshmark fees, $443.05. And then I took $35 for cost of goods, which is what I paid for my items. That is an amazing amount of sales. That's not as much as I've had, in my career time, but that is awesome. So super happy about that. The breakdown of what categories I sold was I sold 16 women's pieces, 3 men's, and 2 kids items. So this was a big one that I wanted to focus on, is my inventory, because like I've kind of alluded to, the more inventory and the better and the more things you do with your inventory drives sales. It drives people to come look at your closet and hopefully enticing them to buy something. So in March, the overall inventory that I had is 266 pieces of women's clothing, accessories, or shoes, 93 men's pieces, 49 kids pieces, 1 pet piece, and 3 home decors. My variety of items isn't super diverse, but I'm slowly getting my men's pieces up there. Men's, most of mine are like jeans, to where I really need to research and look at men resellers, inventories, and kind of get more comfortable with the brands that they're seeing good successes with. So that's definitely a goal of mine. Another goal of mine was to finally hit 400 plus items in my closet. So the more items you have in your closet, the more people get to look for. And on Poshmark, it is a fantastic platform to do bundles on. They make that feature very easy. So the more items, the more similar sizes, styles that you have, hopefully one buyer can pick 3 things out of your closet and make a whole outfit. And that is awesome. So enough of the numbers, enough of the breakdowns. Let's get into what I actually sold in March. So like I said, 22 items sold in March. The first one that I sold were some Nike sportwear track pants, and these were my boyfriend's. I sold those for a price of $27.20, and that's after Poshmark takes their 20% fee out. And that sold on March 1st. All of these are in order by date sold. So that was my only sale for the first. For the second, I sold Wrangler Retro Slim Jeans. These were a men's 36. Those sold for $24, and I picked those up at the bins. On the second, I also sold, just in time for baseball season, I sold some St. Louis Cardinal swim shorts. These I also got from the boyfriend. Those were also in a men's size 36. So anytime I sell one of his items, I give him a portion of whatever it made. So for the Nike sweatpants, I gave him $10. For the swim shorts, I gave him $7. On March 3rd, I sold 2 items. The first were some Brooks Ghost 11 running shoes. Running shoes are expensive by retail, and some of them hold on to their resale value. So if you find a pair of running shoes or just any type of tennis shoe, definitely look it up. See what the sold comps are for that item, because I sold those for $24. That was a women's size 6. I picked those up at the bends. When I look at shoes, I double check the soles to make sure that there's still tread left. Tread is the space in between all the grooves at the bottom. Normally wears off with time. The more you wear, the less sole there's going to be because it's rubbing against the ground. Check the laces at the tip of the lace, make sure that plastic piece is still on there, and then check for any holes in like the toe portion of the shoe along with the heel. These are all things that you can still sell a shoe with. It will just bring the value down some. So the pair of Brooks I picked up had some wear on the inside of like the midsole. So the side of the shoe had some wear on it, but I noted that and they sold fine. The second item that I sold on the 3rd were a pair of Title IX, which is an athletic wear, really substantial pieces. The one I picked up was made in Canada. I'm not sure if it's a Canadian brand, but I heard about it from some resellers, and yeah, the one I picked up sold really well and this was a pleated athletic skirt, and the color was Dream On Asian Flower, which was super cute. So I picked those up at the bins, and those sold for $28. On March 4th, I sold 1 item, and this was a matching bikini set. Or I used to pick up all swimwear, top, bottom, doesn't matter, doesn't match. I used to pick them all up, but not anymore. I've learned I still have quite a few mismatching sets in my closet still. But if you find a matching set in good condition, definitely, I would say pick it up. Oh, I have not been saying the sizes. The Title IX skirt was a size medium. The bikini set was a size large. So on March 5th, it looks like I sold 3 items. The first was Nike Sportwear Club Fit Cotton Fleece Shorts. This was in a size 7. I got these for free, and those sold for $12. The second item I sold on March 5th was a Under Armour jacket. It was the style was a scrambler jacket. It was all like that windbreaker polyester material. That was a size large. I got that from my boyfriend's family who got rid of some clothes, and I picked some of the items that I liked. So I sold those for $20, and let me tell you, when you buy clothes, make sure you check the laundry tags to ensure that you don't ruin a piece. I think I messed up this jacket, but luckily it was just the liner, so it wasn't that big of a deal. It just made it separate, basically, I believe, from the dryer. So like I said, you can sell things that have flaws. Just make sure you disclose them to your fullest extent. Take all the pictures. Poshmark lets you make videos now, so video the flaws on that item. Make sure you're not hiding anything from your buyers. So the third item that I sold on March 5th was a Victoria's Secret oversized cropped pullover. And this was like a gym sweatshirt. Super cute. That was in a size extra large. I actually wanted to keep this one for myself, but I don't really like cropped fit, so I decided to sell it. And this one, someone had a bunch of Victoria's Secret items, and he just waddled over there and just put back like 10 pieces of Victoria's Secret items. So, as soon as they turned their back, I ran over there and I was like, grabbed them all real quick, looked them through. And they were all good conditions. I'm not sure why they put it back because they also looked like resellers, but I am glad I picked them up. I made $24 off of that sweatshirt. So always happy to find new homes for items. On the 7th of March, I sold 1 item, and this one sold in a day. I posted it later at night just because I was just wanting to get some stuff up before I went to sleep. And this Oshkosh Bagosh plaid dress, it also had like hearts and stripes on it. Picked up at the bins. It was a toddler size 4. I sold that for $28. And Oshkosh Bagosh is a really nice clothes brand for kids. And what made this one extra special, and what I think helped it sell in a day, was the fact that it was vintage. It was made in USA right on the tag. It also had a paper tag, like a materials tag. It was paper, which is a good sign that something is vintage. I thought that was an awesome pickup. I was super happy to find that. On the 12th, I sold 2 items. I sold an American Eagle floral embroidered shirt, which was mine. I made $16 off of that. Of course, I bought that years ago, wore it to a dance for my college, and then never wore it again. So I was happy to get that out of my closet. So that sold for $16. I paid retail for it, so American Eagle shirts are normally like $28, $30. So, and the second item on the 12th was from another Victoria's Secret item that group threw back. This was another oversized pullover. So the first one was purple. This one was in black. So same size, extra large. And then that one also sold for $24. And I noticed after I shipped it, it was the same buyer that bought both. I was so happy to have my first repeat buyer. It was awesome. I wrote a little note to her, thanking her again for buying another one. Yeah, I was very excited. On the 15th, I sold 1 item. I sold a pair of American Eagle mom jeans, and this one was in a 8 extra long. I got that from Clothes Mentor about a year ago. Clothes Mentor is a buy-sell trade store in my area. So they had that priced. Well, I bought like 6 items that day. So with the whole total, I spent $5 per item. And then I sold it for a total of $24 after fees. On the 18th, I sold the brand August Silk in a silk blended sweater. Surprisingly, I've seen this brand before, and sometimes their products aren't all silk. And at the time, I was just happy to find something silk because silk sells good. Silk, rabbit hair, wool, all materials that sell pretty decent. But I was really happy to get rid of this item because I bought it just to try it out, just see how the brand did. I sold it for $12, and of course I picked it up at the bins. And that's the best thing about the bins. The more you go and the more you see these items and you get a kind of feeling of how certain things sell, it's a great place to be able to try things out. Like, of course, I know that American Eagle is going to sell good. I know Victoria's Secret is going to sell. But a brand like this, where, the material content is stuff that I like to sell, but I've never heard of the brand, when you get something for under $2, why not try it out? I mean, you never know. So another one that I had no idea what it was, I hardly go into the purses section or the bag section just because that's where a lot of people hang out. I get it. Purses and bags are really expensive to sell, especially if they're in good condition. They can hold their value really well. But I managed to snag a leather crossbody. The brand is Taganello, and I'll put the spelling up on the screen for you because that's a hard one to say. It sold in a couple days, I think, like 5 days, so it didn't sit very long. It sold for $30.40, and that was on March 19th. So like I was saying, new brands shouldn't be scary. You should look up comps, look up where it's sold from, just other information that could maybe help you figure out if it's something you'd want to try. But ultimately, for $2, I'm okay with going with it. On March 21st, I sold a pair of Converse low tops in all white, and that was a women's size 8.5. I would do a lot to sell a pair of Converse. I have a really good time selling them, so I'm willing to take the time and clean them and make them white again or take some spot treatment to it just because I see really good return with Converse. So I sold this one for $24 and I picked those up at the bins. They were disgusting. They were all brown. And by the end of it, you'll see on the picture, they're basically white. So that was the 21st. On March 24th, I sold my first pair of Clarks. And this was in the style Adria Viola. And that was a platformed pump heel. So that was in a women's size 9. These are brand new with box, which obviously helps any sale. Anything with tags, anything with box, all brings up the value of the item. I got those for free, and those sold for $32, which I don't think all Clarks do well, but if you find them for a good price, definitely look them up. When the 25th was a really good day, I sold 3 items. I sold this pink by Victoria's Secret bling shirt. It had the big logo on the front, all in rhinestones. I sold that in the amount of time that I slept, like 8 hours. It was awesome. Not all Victoria's Secret sells that fast, but I've noticed the ones with rhinestones or sequences, the blinged out big logo, do decently well, at least in my time of selling them. So that one was in a women's size large. I picked that up at the bins, and like I said, I just posted it, went to sleep, woke up, and it sold. It was awesome. I made $16 off of that shirt. Another one that sold on the 25th was a Victoria's Secret bra. It was a semi-demi uplift bra. That was in a 36F or a triple D. I love selling bras. I don't know what it is. So I try to pick up all sizes of bras, and I normally sell them around the $20 to $25 mark, just depending on what brand. So this one I grabbed at the bins. I sold it for $14.40. The last one that sold on the 25th was a Nike sports bra. It was a high neck razorback floral print. This sports bra was in a women's size medium. I got this at a normal Goodwill in my area, which you will hardly see me go to, because I feel like regular retail store stuff is expensive. But bras were only $2.99. So I went ahead and I dug through those. 4 bras, 1 robe, and then a pair of shoes that day at the Goodwill. This sale was exciting because I paid $22 for the entire Goodwill trip, and this bra covered the whole price of that. I sold it for $24. It sold really fast. I've noticed that printed Nike bras do better than the solid colors for obvious reason. It makes sense. And then I did have 5 additional sales off of my 22, but not all 5 of those have processed yet. And I don't want to put them in a video and then for some reason they get returned or something goes wrong with like the postal service. So I will make a shorter video of the 5 items that sold in March as well. But I did have 2 items that I had to cancel, which thank goodness on Poshmark they don't ding you or there's no penalty for canceling an order. So the first one was my bad. I sold this pair of swim shorts on Mercari. I just forgot to delist it on Poshmark. So that stinks. I don't want to cancel items from the buyers, but it's better than making them wait. I did it immediately. As soon as I realized that I didn't have the shorts, I messaged them and then I initiated a cancel. The second one made me really, really sad because it was for an Alpine Sherpa fleece pullover. I had just picked it up, just listed it, and I was super excited that it sold. This was a unisex size extra large. So don't take it to heart. It stinks that you didn't get the sale. It happens. I don't know. I didn't think too much of it. I just canceled it, relisted the item, and am waiting for it to sell again. But I love sharing the tips with you guys. So one tip that I was going to share is when you make a sale, fantastic, awesome, shipped it up, dropped it off at the post office, and it is on its way to your buyer. So that buyer has 3 days to accept and verify that the product they received is the product that was described. So anything after those 3 days, Poshmark will intercept it and release your funds. You only have to wait 3 days after your item's delivered to receive your money. So that's super helpful in you're not having to wait for the buyer to rate the experience or just indefinitely waiting for you to get paid. That is all of the sales I'm sharing with you guys today. I'll be back in a couple days to show you guys what else sold, but for now, if you have any questions, comments, if you want to tell me how your sales went, I would love to hear it. If you're a reseller or if you want to be a reseller, tell me what items that you hope to find and be able to sell. But I super appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a fantastic day, week, month, night, morning. Whenever you're watching this video, you guys stay fantastic, and if you do anything with your day, don't litter, be nice to other people, and pet a dog. That's all I have. Bye guys.